in the second half. In the best case scenario, dude, I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
Yeah, but someone you will maybe see have some impact on that T side is actually X5. I've been impressed with him on this map before on T side, sometimes on CT as well. I feel like if there is going to be a way in for PARIVISION in this particular map, it will be via X5's hands. We're going to have to wait to see whether that all transpires or whether everything we just said is a bunch of waffle. It will be PARIVISION starting T side first map in the series versus B8.
X5 is definitely a great player that we keep an eye on. Rage as well had a small, I'd say crest. Is crest the right word? What's the word when the graph goes up? He had a small little blip up in form where it felt like he did show some potential. I'm hoping that Jerry can bring that out of him as well. Right now, though, PARIVISION starting off with 2 players down mid. No one to contest here from the CTs.
Yeah, whether it'll be another one of these peaks in his performance or not. This is actually a great gap that Jerry's found. It's a 3B lean here for B8 and a massive gap that can be exploited by Jerry, but he's broken the vent and now drawn attention over, but players coming out of the apartments, Rajan with the entry, and Jerry as well has found his impact on the flank. This B site has crumbled to the PARIVISION split.
That's one of the problems with leaving the murder hole unbroken. Obviously, you don't have to put a player there to dedicate to keep an eye out for, but even just that audio cue and how much that's going to disrupt your defenses when you're trying to go for something like a 3-2 split is really big. Sometimes teams don't consider that. So Jerry, sure, he is located, he is known, but just the fact that 2 of those people stopped looking into apartments just helps out his team so much.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of broke the first contact player out of B8. You know, the player playing at the back of the bomb site was supposed to be the one that spots first and draws them into the crossfire. And as soon as that person's attention is sort of drawn towards that market flank, the setup does break down pretty quickly. So,
yeah,
a really nice read here from PARIVISION, and a wonderfully orchestrated pistol, Jerry being at the forefront of the action. He was really the linchpin that broke down the setup of B8. It's a very thought-out, slow, drawn-out pistol from PARIVISION, but the perfect solution. And B8 not committing to a force buy in that second round. We're seeing less and less of it, especially even on CT sides, on maps where you want that extra utility. I think the game has just gone so brawly that first buy round coming out earlier, especially with less rounds in a half, has been of utmost importance to CT sides.
God, Mike, I am telling you, we are going to get to a point with 1 or 2 people on pistol round just keeping $300 extra.
No, I think
it's just going to happen.
I mean, there were rounds, I think, from BetBoom at IM Sydney where they didn't actually buy anything on T sides, and they got the plant, and then they have $800 extra plus the money they save from the pistol.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't believe Tea Time was right. I remember
I'm glad you thought of me.
Yeah, you gave me that you said it was a hot take, and I was like, I hate it. But then it happened, and you know, I can't dispute the evidence.
Well, there's a lot of evidence right now on the server. A lot of murders committed. Not very many of them by the CTs. They're the good guys, after all.
Yeah, I will say from that talking point, it is more likely to be done on T side than CT. Just because you get plant bonus, you save money. You can get a full buyout, even if you lose.
See, I still think that it has a lot of value on like CT as well, to be honest. But let's see. Let's see how things sort of develop.
Well, we'll pick up on it in 6 months if anybody's still watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm curious about whether Wrinkle will go for a naked op over here. Obviously, he does have the money, but no prioritizes the AUG. They're still not going to have the most utility behind him. He has to go for... He doesn't actually have to go for head armor. They saw it being mostly AK, so he sold it back all right. I appreciate that. 1 Molotov across the board, that's not much.
It isn't, but maybe they can find an advantage. Missed jump onto short, but a quick Molotov towards those top mid boxes, and Wrinkle's AUG put to good use, fighting that mid floor. Maybe it was actually to his advantage that he missed the short jump. There was nobody else around to trade there for PARIVISION.
Indeed. Oh, I love this so much. It's so annoying to deal with, but Jerry's ready. Of course he is. He's seen everything. He's been a victim to everything. probably done everything to. He's continue to fly over. Not the most substantial damage, but with that man advantage being lost, it feels like Captain Kurt will be the one who has to start to make a move. They've got 3 players on the B bomb side. This lane is very well read. Of course, they did know there were 2 players in underpass, but still, good call.
Still needs to get Wrinkle to make the jump onto short to make that fast rotate or not, because at the moment Amster was alone and only jump spotting. Wrinkle's now here on the bomb site with him, but guns weren't drawn. Smoke was out for Amster and he never deployed it, so Exit Power and X5 both find the kills needed. Captain Kirk closing the gap, but sussed out by Jerry. And now Owner left all alone. So it did look like B8 were kind of leaning in the right direction, but PARIVISION with those lovely entries just cracks right in. Not sure that Owner's going to get away with a save either.
They look very well rehearsed right now in PARIVISION. I will say that. And yeah, Owner's going to be hard pressed. Hey, BELCHONOKK did spot his silencer.
The vent might have covered
Register did. I think he saw just like a sliver, but he wouldn't have realized. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
And hey, Owner lives to yet another ace frag. Very important that he does so.
That is one of the things we will note is, you know, economy has become more of a talking point with MR12, less rounds, you know, the loss bonus, things like that, but also keeping players healthy with the way that we've seen the meta move to faster plays has been of a greater importance. You know, if you have more rounds like having 4 players survive, it's actually proven to be a massive boon to teams. I think more so than we saw in the previous MR15 system.
I mean, you even look at the previous round, right? Like 5v4, one of the reasons why you have to continue to try and get aggressive in that point and go for the underprice boost. Yes, you probably want to just have some extra information, but it becomes even more important when you don't have any Molotovs, right? So you don't have that stopping power. You need to get faster calls to go for stacks like they did.
I think Mirage is one of those maps that's seen a new breath of fresh air added to it with the smoke and the HEs. You know, that bottom connector smoke that CTs used to always throw, the window smoke that Ts always throw, those can be broken quite quickly by an HE, and it can really disrupt and force you into some very uncomfortable fights.
Feels like one of the few places where I feel like the HE smoke popping is properly fleshed out because everyone already had such a firm idea of how to play the map in general. Right, misses it out. Stood up at the wrong point. Long deal to be taken from Wrinkle.
Yeah, getting a plant down as well quite quickly, just with that one smoke down, but exit power dealt with inside of connectors, so it's still a man advantage for Bait.
So much of this round is going to come down to what BELCHONOKK actually does. They have played full containment from the CT side. BELCHONOKK is hidden away. So if Owner overlooks this angle for a while too long, this could be a chance for BELCHONOKK to seal the deal. Still, almost impossible to get the defuse off. You do not have a kit, nor do you have a smoke. There's 2 different players, 3 in fact, who can actually take you off. BELCHONOKK, position reveal. Good for the frag onto Owner, and the M4 is dropped. Everyone kept alive from the PARIVISION side. Really nicely done.
Yeah, it looked a little chaotic, but they had so much utility available there for PARIVISION. Got a fresh Molotov down into connector as well, so Owner could never progress up onto the bomb site the same way that his teammates were coming out from CT. And that just makes made BELCHONOKK's position so much stronger, especially with X5 drawing all the attention over from Palace. PARIVISION looking very solid. You know, we were kind of talking down on them a bit in the pre-game. B8 have obviously more to reflect on as a squad, while PARIVISION are our newer project. So each and every time we watch them, it might be different. Wrinkle missing an opening shot, but finished off by Amster. That's a little awkward because Wrinkle was ready for the repeak.
Chew me up, buddy. Not like that.
Not how they drew that plan up at all. Okay, I'm a little confused. I think they wanted to swap weapons. BELCHONOKK asked for the open exit power, said no?
Look, I want to see that from an offer. I don't want to see any selflessness. Put it to good use. Raven, gone. Captain Kurt and Amster's HP, not too much to speak of. And they do have very good utility, though, considering that there's still 50 seconds left on the clock. 2 smokes and a couple of Molotovs is really nice to see. Evenly spread out as well across the map. You've got one on either bomb site. So whichever way PARIVISION end up going, they will have to contend with a few more seconds of delay. Shots being missed out initially. That's going to be punished.
Oh. Dear. Oh, dear. They just fall like flies, just fight after fight, and PARIVISION just continue to maintain good form. In fact, BELCHONOKK finding Amster just trying to escape once that flash hit his face. PARIVISION, a 5-0 start, and now successfully building up some buffer on this T-side economy as well. The first tactical taken by B8. Another change that we've had is that, you know, with 25% of... Wait, with 20% of the rounds being taken away with MR12, we now have 25% of the timeouts being taken away as well. So you only have 3 timeouts per team. I think you get 1 fresh timeout per OT. So it's kind of like the same. We end up at 15-15.
You didn't get fresh timeouts before, though.
Yeah, no, that is a new addition.
Yeah. I like that, personally. I do.
Yeah. A timeout per OT. You know, OT gets a little hectic, so some time to breathe is nice.
Yeah. Also think we're going to get to see a lot more from, you know, coaches in terms of, hey, how much effects can you actually have in OP? That's going to be very important for them.
Yeah,
but
we already saw that. IEM Sydney.
Oh!
Blade was actually in the server.
CS2. That's what it's all about.
New beginnings.
Well, Blade might as well be in this server as well. 3 of B8's players could be. They're not having a good time, unfortunately. I will say PARIVISION is doing a great job of shutting them down. And again, like you said, I was very critical. I might just have to give it up to Jerry. He's waving around his magic wand again. This looks like a very well-structured team. A lot of it is death bally. It's not as heavy on the defaults, but if that's what makes it work, that's what makes it work.
Yeah, I might have to give him the title of Necromancer if he's reviving some of these players in this PARIVISION system. Very fresh-faced coming into this Mirage and not overlooking anything. NPL was hoping that they'd dart right past them into B, but cleared his corner, and a round in which there are no casualties. Captain Kirk can only try and get an exit, but that will be difficult with the way that PARIVISION are dialed in at the moment.
And I feel like I'd argue Carrigan is a Necromancer.
I think the circumstances are different. He revived himself.
You revived Guardian. You know how dead Guardian was at Navi?
I don't know. That's a whole can of worms we're opening up. I feel like I could talk about that for at least 35 minutes, and we ain't got the time on this broadcast to elaborate.
B8's not going anywhere.
Yeah, they're just getting... This horse is getting beat.
Gonna be curious to see what they have in store as far as adjustments are concerned. I like what Owner did the previous time we caught them. It felt like he was able to really bring out the most from NPL. Felt like he was able to get a lot out of Captain Kurt as well. And, you know, some of that came down to their individual movements, individual decisions, yes, but considering those 2 players are just non-existent on the server right now, I would like to see a change from the IGL being called.
Looking like a burst. 1 flash and a follow-up there by BELCHONOKK just jumping out of the apartments, and he finds the entry. Captain Kurt dead, and as well the spray from Amster not hitting the mark. These B players are getting absolutely chewed out by PARIVISION. Another successful hit on this bomb site, and 4 still up. I mean, it's a forced save from B8. They can't do anything.
Well,
this is not what I thought this game was going to be like at all.
Honestly. And BELCHONOKK's been a revelation, Michael. Like I said before, I have barely seen any of him. I've maybe seen him play once on Namiga. Other than that, I haven't seen much from BELCHONOKK at all, and he's been looking great. Admittedly, again, not a lot of it is super inspired, but he hasn't needed to be. We don't know if he can bring that out or not. It's not like B8 is pulling out these aggressive pushes, these flashbang maneuvers, these plays that you need to try and counter out. So BELCHONOKK's dealing with everything he's been given so far, and he's dealing with it really well.
Yeah, and at the moment, we're not seeing a lot of that inspiration from B8 as far as the way that we saw a lot of teams adapt to Mirage with blowing open smokes or breaking the smokes. Is another term that people have been using.
Hey, you just saw the simple clip, didn't you?
Oh no, I mean, I think there's been a lot of discussion. You know, break. I think one that we came up with in Maui Snake stream was burst or parting the smokes like Moses. But yeah, it's a new time for new calls. Break is simple. Blow is simple.
Smoke go pop, up go bang. There you go.
Just another lost voice here on B8 at the start of the round. Surprised we haven't seen them shake things up and get more aggressive in middle. Has often been one player in isolation in that position.
Yeah. In middle, in Palace, now that they're looking to get a little bit more information back towards A main, there might be something to come off this, but there's already 3 players ready and waiting. Their best bet is to catch someone out with utility in their hands, but that seems so unlikely. Owner pushing forward, no flashes to help. Jerry should go down, but he traded immediately. There's 2 players on the other side. Raging doubles it up as well. Absolutely empty A bomb set as a result of those 2 kills, and PARIVISION, they are looking flawless.
Yeah, every call ready for pretty much everything they throw at them, bar this A main push. But like you said, there were just so many players ready and rearing to go that even with them getting caught with their pants down, here the homies were there to pick the pants right back up. 8-0 start, and almost impossible for B8 to do much of a wink of anything right.
No, you don't get to run away from that one. I need everyone to just picture all the homies just running over to pick your pants back
Yeah,
up.
bro. I mean, sometimes it just all you need is a friend.
And 4 is the best.
No, PARIVISION's the best now.
Well, Raging doesn't have any friends who are there with him, so he doesn't get the same treatment.
I would like to clarify. I believe it is Raijin.
Raijin, okay.
Raijin, the spelling is like the coach.
Okay. Well, my emotions be raging now that I'm seeing him on the server. Sorry.
Yeah. I'll let you just stew on that one.
Listen, man, it's been a slow news day.
It has. I mean, there's a lot of news going on about rosters, but not as they pertain to B8 or PARIVISION.
Wrinkles down. Looking to get a little bit more dirty back in underpass. They've got double underpass setup now. This is interesting.
Yeah, this
especially considering the PARIVISION have added no one to middle from themselves, so this looks to be a early B hit, but Jerry could be taken down.
Kind of surprised that they weren't more ready for that. Maybe didn't hear the smoke inside of the underpass. That's not an opening that B8 have gone for in previous rounds. Wrinkle hit by the flash, but everyone's blind, so NPL there to cover. BELCHONOKK with the double, but Captain Kirka still active in from short, and BELCHONOKK still trying to force that duel. He'll fall right into the trap. Captain Kirka with the double kill, and now exit power, all that's left. Now, in his prime, he was a great clutcher for fours once upon a time. But creeping through the smoke could be his undoing, and yeah, Owner ready and rearing there to greet him around that smoke. The first round to break through here for B8, and it's off of some underpass aggression.
And it's surprising it's taken them so long to actually try and go for something like this. Like you mentioned, this is the first time we've actually seen them get aggressive, unless you count the, attempted jump to short.
Yeah, and it's not like they haven't been winning that fight towards top middle sometimes. I think when they did that with Wrinkle, he actually found the kill from Con because he missed that jump.
Yep. Been smoking what looks like a full A-side execute. They've recognized the... they have been putting only 2 players over on A, and B8 has definitely had more of a B-sided lean, so a fast hit over here could go a long way, and it might even be a full Palace waterfall. Now, that's not the best up against a composition that they've elected to have on the CT side, right? The under palace plus default setup. That becomes a little bit more difficult to deal with. No one from B8 is coming back either. They've even gone for the Woxic boost into the apartments area, but still no lean back to A. This is going to be such a slow rotation from Captain Kurt.
They may not get any support. NPL traded owner just around the Molotov, but can't finish off either kill. Good damage, sure. Like you said, those rotates are slow, and Captain Kurt can't really go in for that swing, not until Wrinkle's there to accompany him.
Raijin had dropped the bomb though, so they haven't been able to get it down, and now that they've recovered it, Wrinkle can still cover this off. There's no smokes to smoke off CT. The op is zoned in. Jerry needs to make a play and find the kill in the connector, give a little bit more space to BELCHONOKK to cross over, and now that that kill is found, Wrinkle is no longer able to do as much. Captain Kurt trying to get aggressive, found and brought down. Now it's only Wrinkle, a 1-on-3, and it feels like winning ways are guaranteed for PARIVISION as they enter back onto them oh so quick.
Yeah, a little scary there for sure after nobody committed to getting that plant down, but they were expecting a more default setup, I imagine, from B8. Had they known that there was some kind of a lean and a different look from B8 on that B-bomb site, they may have accelerated to take open space or even push CT, but just a lack of information for both teams. PARIVISION, that's the first time that they've gone with a very committed start towards one side of the map. They've been defaulting for most of this game. But once again, just finding the weakness, exploiting it. B8 not able to do much of anything on the CT side. Could be a... Honestly, it could be a 10 or 11 to 1 half, all things considered.
We're basically one round away from that, so... Oh.
Alright, a couple of chances there for exit power, but him getting cut down, it's not a start that PARIVISION are unfamiliar with. They have been losing a lot of these opening fights in mid, but have been swift to recover. That bomb being set up outside of the B apartments, it might end up being a split call in some capacity.
It is interesting to see NPL play more of this, like, hey, I'm going to fill in whatever position is being left out role, right? So he's called for, I don't know where those Molotovs are on the map, by the way, but whatever. He's been called to fill that window and everything when Wrinkle's moving away now, going back towards the B-bomb. So there's 4 CTs here, but Raijin's got the first kill. NPL trades, but X5 and Raijin are still going to keep it going. 2-on-2 despite the earlier advantage, and on 15 seconds the bomb is planted and all is okay for PARIVISION. Owner's position given up as well. Can they take the duel with the double peak? Yes, they can. BELCHONOKK continues to impress in Wrinkle in another clutch. It feels like he's got no chances whatsoever. X5 finish it off 10-1 for PARIVISION.
These two, BELCHONOKK and X5, just having so much influence on this T side. They haven't usually been the one taking the battle at the start of the round. I think BELCHONOKK maybe once towards top middle. And for them, they're just finishing off these rounds fantastically, even if they're starting on entry paths. Just so much success. Playing lights out for PARIVISION at the moment. I mean, this is maybe just a round where you say, yeah, let's just go for something slightly different here on B8. And this time they start jumping out of window. They were spotted in doing so, but they're doubled up, and so trades are available. Another man advantage found here by B8. This time it feels like this one shouldn't slip out of their favor.
All right. Said that a few times. I felt like even when they have 4 players stacked over, it shouldn't slip out, and maybe that's step number 1. Of the banana peel. Step number 2 is falling over and hoping that, you know, you haven't broken something. But now that you're back in the 3-on-3, owner's position is going to be everything. Does he go by unchecked? They've got the util, right? They've got everything they need, but if they get greedy and hope to try and make this work for a post plant instead, it might not be as easy. BELCHONOKK's trying to play it careful. Top connector smoke to go out as well, if I'm not wrong. Now comes time to go for the clear. NPL will be nowhere to be seen. He's going for the flank and it will be so late. So Owner needs a double kill ideally. And while the bomb is planted, he will choose to activate. Go for one. Can he line them up? No, he can't. BELCHONOKK turns it around. And again, NPL will be nowhere nearby. XC Power's position revealed, but he's going for the wraparound. NPL shouldn't get this one for free. Leaves BELCHONOKK in the 1v2 where he's already fallen. Wrinkle took that time to find the frag elsewhere. There will be 2 rounds on the board for B8, but that cannot be enough as we move into that second half after a short break. And we're back into things. No, B8 are not having a good day. I hope that you guys are, though.
Wow, that was very wholesome. I hope they're having a great day too.
See,
The Mirage has only swung. Yeah, about all the silver lining, perhaps. It's been all PARIVISION as definitely the underdogs coming into this matchup. Less proven, sure, some notable names, but I'd say they're out of their heyday. But they've rolled back the years. They've turned back time, and B8 are feeling their full wrath. But a nice call to go over towards B.
We've seen a few nice calls to go over to from B8 before, and they haven't turned out too well. Raging starts off well with the first one, but Captain Kurt and Wrinkle do turn things around. XC Power almost finding the bomb. If he dropped that over, that would have been troublesome. Jerry taking the peek initially. Bomb can't be planted. Jerry flanked out from the other side. Will not be taken down, though. Jerry still keeping himself alive. Where is BELCHONOKK in all the chaos? He's trying to circle back and see if he can find the player in Catwalk. Give them a 3v3. But BELCHONOKK's lost the duel. Owner just takes him down and takes Jerry with him as well. XC all alone and will go down to join the crew. B8 start off the only way they could have.
Yeah, if we were going to see a path to redemption, anything more here on Mirage, they needed to take that pistol. And being able to get themselves up short so quickly, that was open territory that was exploited. Those B players on PARIVISION getting split. And while the apartment's position from Raijin was very strong with those dualies, that was only really going to see a multi-kill if there was going to be more players coming out of the apartments, which there was not. Now that got really weird. You know, I wouldn't say that was a very well-rehearsed, drawn-out pistol from B8. Captain Kirka couldn't get the bomb down for the longest of times. Still very uncomfortable, even with a good start.
Double boost into ladder. That's not something you see every day.
Maybe there's a reason for that.
Maybe. The bomb's also very far back, though, so when they actually do start to trail back to recover, there's a chance that you find a timing over here. XC Power, Yo Faithful, the scout in his hands.
Yeah, one of the most notorious scout players alongside Searson and James during that online era.
Shout out Chris J as well. Okay.
Well,
online era is over, I guess. Even
tried to hype it up as much as possible, huh? But it's not been Exit Power's day. But most of his performances with this team have not been great either. He's still finding his feet.
I think I'm less concerned about his feet, more about his hands, Michael. Oh, X5 trying to be a good Samaritan. Ends up being a dead Samaritan. I don't actually know what a Samaritan is, I'll be honest.
I do know, but I feel like the definition is like very specific. Okay. And I'm one to paraphrase.
All right. Cause I just know the term good Samaritan. I'm like, okay, are there bad Samaritans?
He's like they're just like helpful people, I think.
Okay. All right. Like, this is the kind of stuff they don't tell you when when English isn't your first language. You're just like, a Samaritan, what is that? I just assume it's gonna be like some biblical reference or something.
I think it does. I think it is. I think you're right in saying that it is like a biblical reference, but it has been, you know, adopted into just mainstream colloquialisms.
They're shout out of the Bible, I guess.
Yeah, great. What a shout out.
Owner, though, he wants to send some people to the afterlife, wherever that might be. Raijin and Jerry have got about a minute and a half to find out before they respawn. XC Power, though, wants to take some more names with him, although he will be joining them.
Can't believe you shouted out one of the best millennium-selling books of all time.
No. You know how it goes, right? Like, it's a Bible, then there's, like, you know, Harry Potter.
Yeah.
As far as the best-selling books are concerned.
Yeah, those publishers are pleased.
Yeah.
As are B8 with publishing these 3 rounds. This chapter of Mirage isn't finished just yet.
Yeah, let's hope they don't have writer's block, though, and they can actually continue that streak forward.
Yeah, I think you were sort of saying to me as well during the halftime break that, you know, B8 actually did have some good calls. Like, they actually were stacking the right bomb sites very frequently. They just couldn't, for the life of them, hold the B bomb site, which seemed to be the one that they actually stacked or got hunted info in a number of times. And sometimes they were in the wrong. You know, they can't call a perfect half in a 10-2 scoreline. Yeah. But yeah, I think the calls were fine, but the aim was not there. So maybe they've warmed up into it now, moving into CT, or rather into T. But BELCHONOKK still just continuing his good form, finds another kill, and NPL also dealt with topside middle. No one there to retake that space quite quickly there for B8, so they start 2 men down.
I think I just got a little bit aroused by that sequence that they just threw out there. So Raijin, BELCHONOKK shot that first kill, but then Raijin comes out with a perfect timing on Jerry's Molotov to the back of the box. They've got a great flashbang as well. The second that Molotov is thrown, like they wait 2 seconds, so the guy who's moving out after throwing the smoke down will be fully blind. It's a perfect duel for Raijin. He gets himself another kill, and now it's a 5v3. This is some old school Jerry stuff, man.
And a lot of it just called off of pure instinct at the start of the round. See a window smoke, have that Molotov lined up from window, and yeah, just a great calamity of events. All understanding what each other was doing and capitalizing on it. Michael does see the head of X5. That ticket booth is not quite high enough to fully cover him in, but it's just a tag, no frag. BELCHONOKK still covering Con, and yeah, B8 just not getting much of a look in. Wow, 2 lovely taps from Owner. And this is a round that looked like it was certainly full baked here for PARIVISION, but B8 maybe some extra time in the oven.
I really like this. Wrinkle's trying to make a play over here before the bomb is planted, but unfortunately with the crossover from X5 earlier on, there just wasn't a chance. Raijin not accounted for at all. As he moved through connector, finds those remaining 2 frags, and it is easy peasy. PARIVISION keep 3 players alive. Would be nice to take 4 forward. Honestly, it feels like even 3 is not enough. Al, please do something about this. But whatever, man. 3 still cutting it all right.
Yeah, neither team has really been exploiting or utilizing the HE to smoke interaction on this map, where there's a lot of cool positions where you can utilize it. Many players would maybe even try HEing that mid-window smoke. Xpara had one.
Well, they are throwing the top mid smoke as well as the mid-window smoke for a reason, I guess. I won't lie to you, I do think that I agree with what Kassad had tweeted about the HEs being used to pop open like smokes more often than not, just wasting the HEs and wasting what you could do with it otherwise. It's always going to be cool in like certain specific set players or set, gimmick rounds.
Certain maps
or
is definitely stronger than others for sure.
100%. Jerry, be careful. Nate is good, but he's going to be caught out as he's trying to scale up the ladder. Amster to take him down. Captain Kurt gives him company.
Oh, lovely little pop there from B8. Just changing the pace up on PARIVISION at the wrong moment. Both of those A-side players getting caught with util in their hands. So, pretty much a flawlessly executed round there from B8. And now MPL in a perfect position to capitalize on 2 players trying to save. This should be an angle that's fully cleared for. X5 dealt with, and Exit Power also meeting the same fate. Only man that should be able to escape with his weapon is Raijin, and money can be built here for B8 with no casualties coming into this round. A good call. Yeah, some signs of life here for them on this T side.
Quick something to note as well. NPL has gone from, I believe, 0 and 7 to 10 and 12. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Let's see that he's not gone down without a fight. And I think a lot of the B8 members were struggling on that CT side to kill much of anything, in fairness. These guys can shoot, demonstrating as much coming into the second half. Now, I do wonder whether we're going to see PARIVISION try and force duels again. We saw on that CT side round that they did win. BELCHONOKK push into the underpass, and we saw that nice calamity of events into top middle. It seemed like they tried to force a duel, but not one in which they were very willing to throw more than one body at that problem, and Exit Power has already found a few too many bullets to his body.
Oh. Nate to the smoke? Nah, never. Doesn't really do anything.
Yeah. No one there to peek in with it. That's where I'll maybe differ from you with that take you were kind of talking about. A great information gathering tool. But even without information being gathered through middle, they still lose Amster and his rifle. So a second AK, now taken by PARIVISION CT. Do they actually commit to this? They do have enough money to buy in the following round. The only one I can justify hanging about is maybe Jerry. Farm at $600 on the SMG, maybe upgrade.
Yeah, but even there, even the Kevlar is pretty useful, right? Just, if you don't get the kill, you're not gonna have another Molotov out there because you have to buy Kevlar again. It's just one of those things. There isn't
Yeah, and
that
Jerry's
much
used to
damage
having
to do.
SMGs.
Yeah, and there also isn't that much damage to do to the B8 economy. Right, like they're on 11 rounds at this point. It will be quite hard to reset that money.
Got the tease for BELCHONOKK. He heard all those steps. He knows that they're saving right around that corner, but makes the right move. Not hunting for that kill. His money more important than theirs. And we're upgrading everybody. Jerry not even keeping hold of that MP9.
Yeah, he'll have full util at the very least. Now, I'm very curious to see what... Ooh, BELCHONOKK also going for the AWP. No, he sold it. He sold it. Never mind. Never mind. Oh?
Oh. Well, I don't think that one's supposed to happen.
Well, listen, sometimes things happen that aren't supposed to happen, like a 10-2 half, Michael, right? Like, I'm sure B8's probably having that conversation as well. Michael, what do you say to your players if you're owner, right? Because they have just disappointed you on every level. You have just called 3 rounds with the right stack under the B bomb set, and they still can't get the frags. What do you say in that 3-minute break?
I think the main thing is mainly for them to just start shooting. Like, they understand that they were in the right positions, and it does sound a little silly to just say, like, guys, we're just not shooting back at them. But they understand that positionally they were in good spots. They had some nice trigger discipline play from Oder himself, I think, on the A bomb site, where he just missed out on getting 2 free kills, and then that round ends up in a lot more turmoil. It's just about resetting your focus and understanding that, listen, they're thinking about the game the right way. It's just about converting on those opportunities. So they have reset their focus, and as we reset ourselves back into the game, we are 3-on-3 in the middle of the same round.
Cherry's going to be a really important piece over here. You will get 0 information about them actually moving back in through short. So X5 is constantly jiggling between the apartments and short. Cherry. I mean, might be perfect for him to find a frag, but instead he just enters into his demise. X5 traded. Amster looking good. Wrinkle doing much of the same. 8th round now for B8. They are within touching distance of PARIVISION.
Yeah, that actually almost worked out. Even with Jerry not getting his kill, him getting the information there for X5 could have proven to be enough, but that double swing onto short trade was very fast there from Amster.
Also, it's not the best of positions to be in for X5, right? Because he has to watch out for 2-ang. This is interesting. I know they're going to have money to buy up in the next round, but I want to see something different. The problem is they've got no flashbangs. Stack of 4 onto the A-bomb side is at least one way to do it. But leaving XC Power all alone on the B-bomb side will give him nothing on the initial phase.
Could still be scary, though, for Owner. Alone and responsible for both ramp and palace, and there is a timing in which Jerry will push through ramp just to hunt for information, especially if they take all this mid-control here on B8. You're going to feel very restricted here on PARIVISION. There's so much presence through middle and A, and they've completely abandoned that B-bomb site, but now resetting. And once again, we seem to have encountered some technical issues with this round. I've seen flashbangs turning the screen to white, but we're getting like the opposite of that. As
I have been asking.
No sound?
I have been asking for flashbangs that will just turn the screen black instead for a long time. I feel like I like to turn. I mean, I like to turn my lights off at night, right? Like just get in a couple of games with the boys, and then I'm already being assaulted in my ears, being told how trash I am. But then I'm also assaulted in my eyes because I've just flashed myself. Like, guys, come on, it's fine, it's fine. It should be a fade to black. But regardless, so small thing about that round, might as well talk about the game as well, is I think XC Power actually made noise when he was going back through market, which is completely counterintuitive to what that strat is all about, because he went over 2 apartments initially, he fired off a shot to let them know that there's an op that can lead into maybe trying to show that there's a setup or there's a full buy or anything like it. But then as he's coming back to the A bomb site, so they have the 5 stack, if you make noise, it's really obvious that, hey, this is probably just, that one guy rotating back over. This is, yeah. So they get the kill in connector, and then it's just immediately, guys, go check B.
Well, it seemed like they simply flushed out Jerry inside of ramp and then hit the B-bomb site, so PARIVISION spun the wrong direction. What you're saying may not have mattered. But it's all well and good. BA just keep the good times rolling. This has been a very T-sided game, and there's been a lot of discussion about the way that CS2 works with, wide peeking and taking advantage of, faster paced plays. I know for sure that when we watched B8 versus 4s, B8 actually were capitalizing on that a lot, especially if they ended up on a low buy round. You'd see them just running all 5, full wide swinging everything, and they made some rounds very competitive. Or sorry, not B8 versus 4, it's B8 versus Aurora. I made the same mistake.
Oh. Okay, XC Power finding a very crucial kill. I'm surprised Captain Kurt goes for the wide swing where they've already lost a player. Just trying to get some sort of response out, and XC Power has not been afforded too many opportunities to find duels like that. Good to see him hitting the shot when it is finally presenting itself.
Man, how long has it taken for us to see an actual battle from CTs towards top middle like that? Fighting on mid floor. I felt like we were asking for that from B8 for so long, and now PARIVISION finally delivers, but round may not be fully done yet. Wrinkle, 1 kill on the AWP. BELCHONOKK flushed out by the Molotov, but finds the frag, and no one there close enough to trade.
Has to be an owner to make a move. They know where BELCHONOKK is, but BELCHONOKK is just too fast. He's just too keyed in. Even despite their losing ways in these past few rounds, BELCHONOKK has found his way up to 24. I mean, that's the new 30 bomb, if anyone isn't aware of. So, very impressive performance from him. Seems like he's really putting the team on his back.
Yeah, I mean, he's been exceptional. I mean, so many multi-kills, so many crucial rounds in some of these late round developments, especially when we were on that T side. And he's been the one to instigate action as well on CT, whether he's been pushing underpass, fighting mid-floor, or now just being up close and personal towards A ramp. He's been in the right spots, and he's delivered when he's been given these one-on-one gunfights so frequently. Feels like he can't put a foot wrong. This might be one of those comebacks that stings the most. You get so close, you do a lot of the heavy lifting. You've had some very clean rounds even on this T side, and now it might be all for naught. PARIVISION up to 12, and one more round will do them in with their map pick being Mirage in this series. They put their best foot forward in that first half, and may just fully capitalize on it towards the end of the second.
Okay. B8 not done yet, though. 2 immediate kills straight down mid, and the CTs are left reeling.
Jesus, the kill from Amster was lightning quick. There were 2 players on short, but the secondary one didn't even think about fragging back. He just wanted to escape. Get me out of here. I know Amster's been shooting heads. This might be the perfect call once again here from B8. Get these 2 kills in through middle, and it's been... The A bomb side has been vacated in favor of the B side lean. That's a great position where they can maybe save in after. They do have some floating cash here on PARIVISION, so still fighting for this round is justifiable. But it will just be Jerry that has to find 1 or 2 of these kills and keep himself alive before they think about a retake.
Yeah, but for Jerry, he's going to have to go all the way back to CT with a smoke and a Molotov. No, he's moved fast himself. I'm sure owner must have heard this, and they're fighting for it overall completely. I'm maybe a little bit surprised about that one, but Jerry inside the smoke is really hoping to make a play. They've got utility as well, and can they activate before the bomb is planted? They'll try to, but NPL head on a swivel. Back and forth he goes, and goes all over the place. XC Power Now just hoping he can stay alive, and as much as you might have money for now, look at Jerry's economy. You lose one more round and B8 will be able to guarantee overtime.
Oh dear. Jerry played that very well as well. You know, 3v5, so many smokes and molotovs pushing forward, got flashed, took space inside of the smoke so he wasn't revealed. He actually had an opportunity to make that round way more competitive, but he thought he killed. He thought he killed NPL. He transferred away from him looking for a next target, and NPL was still alive. So, small mistakes. They were still at a heavy man disadvantage, so it may not have been too much of a consequence. Yeah, but like you said, the economic standpoint for PARIVISION, this is looking like we are destined for an overtime unless they fight back here. This double AWP now being pulled out. X5 and XZ Power both striking in with both of their AWPs. It's a 3v5 for B8 right off the jump. They've even pushed through Palace via Jerry, and he could cut off the bomb if he finds good timing.
At the same time, he could just end up falling down. It feels like Captain Kurt has got an eye out on him, but Jerry wins the duel. Raijin does the same. Amster not prepared to fight back, and with this, B8 might be clocked out of Mirage here and now. Well, they should be. 1v5 for NPL is not something I'm going to even ask him to win.
Well, you can ask, but this genie is not entitled to granting your wishes. Like the worst arrangement of all time.
Counter-terrorists win.
Well, it does take 24 rounds, or 23? I'm really bad at math, clearly, but a very, very strong performance from PARIVISION on that T side. It took a little bit of, you know, it's a little bit of soul-searching. Both CT sides left us a bit wanting, but when it finally came to that final hurdle, PARIVISION